Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of TRB Collectibles. My name's Tom and I will be your guide through this estate sale. Now stay tuned until the end and I'll fully go over everything that I purchased for my 1964 New York World's Fair collection and also everything that I purchased to resell on eBay to make a profit. For this estate sale, it was actually a little bit different. The family that was selling the contents of the majority of the home was actually there with the estate sale company, and they were kind of negotiating for different prices. That first room that we saw was filled with Mets memorabilia, but the thing that caught my eye on estatesales.net was that it was full of World's Fair collectibles, and that's one of the few categories I actually collect for myself. The other thing that this estate sale had was a lot of movies, rare documentaries, concerts, and out-of-print media that's not on digital, nor is it on Blu-ray. And this is the room where it was all stored. There was also a whole bunch of vintage radios, where there were others that were coming to look at the radios, but completely overlooked all the movies and DVDs, in which I had a good amount of time to look everything over before I bought it. But let me tell you, when I saw this full table of 1964-1965 New York World's Fair memorabilia, I couldn't get enough of it. I didn't know what they wanted. I needed to know though. There was so much of it that I found out that the homeowner was an avid collector, enjoyed going to the fair with their parents, and not only did they have hard goods like the cups and the plates and the ashtrays and the butter dish, which I hadn't seen before, they also had a lot of ephemera. And if you're unfamiliar with the term ephemera, it means really paper product that was collectible. Kind of brochures, maps, things like that. You'll see in just a moment that I found in the kitchen. This is the butter dish that I was talking about. It was even in the box. The nice thing about this collection as well was that it was really decently stored and taken care of. Look at how well organized everything was. There was hardly any creases or yellowing to anything. It was in really nice collectible condition. Now the reason I like collecting this World's Fair memorabilia, because it happened in my backyard. A lot of the imagery and a lot of the guides happened in Flushing Meadow Corona Park, a park that I frequent quite often. And it's really cool because it's like you're stepping back in time with all the pictures and brochures that you saw. It had a good historical significance as well for many different companies that participated in the fair as well. The other thing I need to keep in mind is that I am here to buy things to resell. And it's going to be hard to part with a lot of these World's Fair collectibles. So I need to justify buying this collection and know that it can't be super expensive. So that's where the DVDs come in. I know I can make money, but I need to make enough money to cover my expense for my collection. Now remember, I'm not buying everything at every sale for myself. This is just a one-off. I do want to share more extensive footage of what I found, in which I will at the end of the video, so stay tuned. But you'll see what I buy it for and how much I get away with buying the collection and the DVDs for it. I did have to go back and forth with the estate sale company as well as the homeowner, in which I really got a fair price. It took a little while to get there, but they understood that I was a true collector and I was happy to see that I was going with someone I would care for. So, with that buy, I went ahead and I spent $420, $300 of it on the World's Fair. I will show you more of what I bought, but I filled the entire trunk of the car. I even got the cane, and then I got one tote full of DVDs and another tote full of DVDs and a shopping bag full and another shopping bag full of DVDs. Shopping bag, I paid $120. For the World's Fair stuff, I paid $300. A lot of the World's Fair stuff I'm gonna keep, to be very honest. Some of it, like I comped it, like the butter server dish, that's $100 right there. I'm not going to sell it. At the end of the day, I just know that what I bought was at a fair price, and the DVDs that I bought are only going to make all of our money back, so I was extremely pleased. Let me show you what else I picked up. The second tote of DVDs, and I got the World's Fair official sign. This is one of the signs that they had at the fair that would sell postcards by, I believe it's Dexter, the icons. Very excited, happy to get this. Happy to add it to my collection.
So I just wanted to go over and recap the part of the buy that wasn't for my World's Fair collection, but was actually for reselling. What you're currently looking at is the portion of DVDs that were the duds of the pile. In total, I purchased 174 DVDs for a total price point of $120, which roughly breaks down to 68 cents a DVD. In total, the stacks that you're currently looking at are total value in what I purchased around $47.60. Now, these are not necessarily worthless. They do have worth to them, but they're not in the price point of what the actual DVDs I would like to resell would be. Can I make money on these? Of course I can. Majority of these will go to auction, and I can make that $47.60 back very easily, without question. The good DVDs far outweigh the bad, and the price point I'm going to make on them was exceptional. I just wanted to cover both and show you a little bit about the difference between the two. The majority of the duds are actually movies. The majority of the good ones were a lot of rock concerts, 70s, 80s, 90s, documentaries. And that's the reason I purchased them. They're harder to find, they're out of print, and people want to collect them. A lot of these are commons like Family Guy or Pineapple Express. Charmed does well, but really I have to have the majority of the seasons. And here I have 1 and 4. I'll lot them up, but I'm not going to probably get more than $10 for them. A lot of these I'm just going to sell in mysterious stacks and say you have 25 movies, or try to lot them up by genre, whether it be action or comedy or music in general. People still want to collect some of these. For me, it's better to sell them as a lot rather than individually. I just wanted to go ahead and show you the duds, but now let me go ahead and show you all the 104 good DVDs. So this is the good part of the buy. The DVDs that are going to make me all of my money back, plus more. Now remember, I purchased 104 DVDs here that are good. The other 70 were not as good as these. I paid 68 cents a piece. You're all going to see up and to the left that I also listed some of the Harry Potter DVDs. Individually, they don't do well, but when you lot them together, we can get that $10 to $15 price point. Family Guy doesn't necessarily do well on its own, but this one, brand new sealed. Over to the right, we have Esteban, 1 through 10. I always find these in mixed lots, whether it be 1 through 7, 6, 7, 9, 1, 2. I had 1 through 10. This is easily going to be a lot put together. That's going to be anywhere between 10 to 25. Everything in this pile that I consider good is 10 plus shipping and or more. 85% of what you're currently looking at is majority rock from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, whether it be specific concerts, groups of songs from different concerts, or documentaries on the bands themselves. And I'll go ahead and pan through so you can take a look and see what I have in the stack. But that was the majority of what I was seeing here. And I've sold these kind of DVDs in the past, so I was excited to see this when I was at that sale. So I knew what I was going into. When he offered $150, even at that price point, it was a good deal. Overall, I paid the World's Fair portion $300. And this, I only paid $120 for all of these DVDs. So when I walk away and I probably sell 8 or 9 of them, that's my break even for everything. I saw DVDs in here that were worth 10 plus shipping, 20 plus shipping, 30 plus shipping, 40 plus shipping, and even one for 50 plus shipping, used, not sealed. A lot of these are just out of print. They weren't digitalized. They weren't on Blu-ray. So I was very thankful that I could find this. You could see the difference between the good and the bad, where the majority of the bad was just common DVDs. These are just unique. I was fortunate to find this. I was very excited to find this, and so much of it. Because when I list it in the store, and people are looking for rock concerts and DVDs, I'm going to have a majority, and I'll put that in the body of my description and say, hey, check out my other listings, and potentially could lead to more sales. I'm very excited for what I found. I know for sure I'll make all my money back, and I will definitely make a profit.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to click that like button. And if you have some extra time, check out some of these other episodes. Thanks!